So I recently completed Expedition 33. This game came out a while ago, and when it came out, everyone was talking about this game, saying how good it was, and everyone who's played it loved it. And apparently, this is one of the highest rated game this year, and many people are saying this could easily be Game of the Year. So I was really excited to go into this game, and I was hyped up. And after finishing it, I have to say, it really is good, just a masterpiece of a game. And I thought people were just overglazing this game, saying how good it is. Because many times games come out and they're not that good, but people say it's really good. I mean, if you like a game, you do. But many times games come out, but they're not like good, but many people say they are, and I don't like them. So I thought this was going to be one of those games, but it wasn't. This game was actually so good. And this is coming from someone who has never played any turn-based RPG. This was my first one ever, and it is really fun and good. And many people are not playing this game just because it's turn-based RPG, and I think you shouldn't do that. You should really give this game a chance. Like, it's on Game Pass anyway, so if you have Xbox, you could just try it there. And it's only 50 euros, which is insane because it's really good, and it's better than most of the games who come out and they're like 80 euros or 70 euros. But this is only 50 euros, and it is so long. It took me nearly 30 hours to complete, and many people say it took them same amount of time, which is insane for 50 euro. And it is so good. Like, it never ever gets boring at any point. So let's talk about the combat. I think this game has one of the best combats ever, and this was my first RPG, like I said before, but it still was really good. Like, it takes a bit while to get a hand, like get used to the combat, but when you get used to it, man, it is so fun. It actually is. So there are many ways you can fight your enemies, like many ways. So you play as one by one, and you can have some characters for healing, you can have some characters for maximizing damage, and some characters for shields and stuff. So you can decide that what characters goes for what. And the combat is hard time to time because many you have to like dodge and parry the attacks at the last second, and many times like it's really hard to know when enemy is gonna attack you. Like, many times they move their hands or they come to you, but they don't attack you. They just fucking stand there, and after 2 seconds they attack you, and then you can't parry at that point because you can only press it once, and if you lose that momentum, you can't do it again. You're gonna get hit, which is fine because you get used to it, and it's hard for the first time for a while anyway, but you get used to it. It is really fun when you get used to it. Trust. Yeah, so the combat is really fun. Let's talk about the story. I'm not gonna be like getting into any spoilers because I think you should really experience the story. Story is one of the best, and I mean one of the best I've seen in a while. The cutscenes are so good. The game looks so good, and there's many like objects and like many things floating in the air, and it looks so beautiful. Like, I'm sure you've seen the gameplay here and there. The game looks really good. Like, this game easily has one of the best writings and story ever. And so when the characters are trying to be funny, they're actually funny, and when they're being emotional, they actually are emotional. Like, every time a game is like trying emotions, every time it just works out. Like, when they're being funny, it just is funny, and when they're being sad, it's just sad. Just it is just a really good story and writing. So some player don't like this feature in this game. So every time someone says something, you have to press a button in order to go forward. So every time someone says something, you keep pressing a button in order to go forward. And I think it works really well for this game. I feel like if that feature wasn't there, this game would not be like work out, because many times there are characters, they don't even speak English. So if you didn't have to press the button, you would just be reading subtitles really fast. So I think this like that feature where you have to press the button works really well for this game. That's obviously not going to work well for many games, but for this game it works out really well. And I hated that from the start of the game you have to do that, but you don't really know how the game's going to go. So you kind of hate that feature, and I did too. But when I finished the game, I think that's a really good feature, and I think they did a good job putting that in there because it just works well for this game. Well, only for this game. I think many games that would be not good for many games. And also, people who made this game, they worked at Ubisoft, but then they, well, this is what I heard, this is what I read on Reddit, and they decided to leave the studio and made their own studio and made their own game. And I shit you not, like no exaggeration, this is better than any Ubisoft game I have ever played. I've never played that many Ubisoft games because they're all bad. Like, that's just how it is. And this is better than every Ubisoft game I've ever played. And like, it's not a big studio as well. I'm pretty sure this is their first game, and I'm extremely excited with what they're gonna do next, or even if they're gonna have any DLCs for this game, or what's their plan. Like, it really is insane coming out with 50 euros price tag and making this good game. It really is insane. And I'm gonna play Ghost of Yotai when it comes out. So I'll play that and play this, and then I'll decide which I'm gonna vote for Game of the Year. But anyway, this game is really good. That's about it. See ya.